Hello, my beautiful humans, and welcome back or welcome to the Authentically Blue podcast. I am your host, Kalson, and in today's episode, I'm talking all about delusional confidence. Thank you for tuning in. I will have timestamps down below because I have a few housekeeping things I want to get out of the way and inform you guys. A few housekeeping things. Numero uno. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. It was my first guest episode and me and my friend had a lovely time recording that episode. So tune in if you haven't and let me know what you think. The DMs are open. The contacts are down below. Number two. I recorded another episode with a special human being who I won't mention because it's a drafted episode. And I had intended for this episode to be exclusive content, so you'd have to pay not a lot of money, just some money, to listen to the podcast. However, I am having some technical difficulties across the platforms, but I'm going to figure that out and get back to you guys. That was what's supposed to be up this week, and I was dying to release this episode because it's the most authentic me I have been on this podcast. Why am I releasing exclusive content, you may wonder? The episode I was going to release this week was so good that to make my guest comfortable, I thought, let me make this exclusive content because they were hesitant and they're very, not to join the podcast, but to reveal their identity to people. And I was going to say not many people know me, but many people do know me in my real life. But the people in my real life, they would have had to pay money to listen to this guest on the podcast. And secondly, the quality, this is not in order, but I'm just giving reasons. The quality of the podcast and the content you're going to get in that episode is just so high quality. It just doesn't make sense for me to release it for free. That's what I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to figure it out and get back to you. Announce it on my socials down below. Maybe do an update for you guys who don't follow me on socials, which you should be. It's linked down below, by the way. Speaking of, while I am shamelessly plugging myself, go leave a review and rate it and share it with your friends because you enjoy listening to this podcast. You've tuned in, or you usually tune in. You get what I mean. Thirdly, it has been a hot second since I've been on this podcast. I did not intend to be on the podcast tonight because I had the episode I planned to release, but there was some technical difficulties. So I had to jump on the mic and not leave you guys hanging. I'm so sleepy, but let's do this. Okay, let's dive in. Delusional confidence. What is this? This is the knowledge and true belief that there is absolutely no reason you shouldn't be able to attain your dreams because most things in this world are an illusion. Okay? That is what delusional confidence is. And I touched on confidence in a previous episode. I believe I'm going to find it and link it down below. But to summarize, in that episode I was talking about how I would love to have the level of confidence Anna from Inventing Anna has. If you haven't watched that short series, should I even recommend it? It's kind of crazy, but I'll leave it in the show notes if you're interested in plan on watching it. I will try not to spoil this for anybody, but the lady Anna has so much confidence. It's kind of insane. How does someone have that much confidence and move through life like that? It's amazing. You'll understand the tone of my voice and the reasoning when you watch the show. But she is one of the most confident people I have ever seen. And Loki kind of scares me. Like, do I really want that much confidence? I don't know. But she, I believe, has delusional confidence. And a side note, I think part of having delusional confidence is talking positive, outlandish shit to yourself. You need to believe that you're capable of achieving your goals, your dreams. When you set your mind to something, you do it. If you want to be a great runner, tell yourself, I am a great runner. I'm capable of being a great runner, not the greatest. I'm going to touch on that in a second too. If you want to be a podcaster like me, I know that there's other people out there who are creating podcasts, who are getting sponsorships and who are, in quotes, the best in what they do and have high production and have many people supporting them. But that doesn't stop me from releasing episodes each week. If my analytics and my listeners go down or up or down, let me use down as an example. If my analytics go down a couple of weeks, that doesn't stop me from getting my mama's car and recording an episode, because I tell myself, I know I am a great storyteller. I love how I tell stories and I love how I approach things and I love my way of thinking. And this doesn't mean that I know that there are other people out there who are better than me in this, telling stories, having production people, having guests who are like amazing on there. But I know one day I will be doing that. So I am not, and it's not guaranteed, don't get me wrong, I'm not crazy or like forcing these things into existence or like manifesting. I do believe in manifestation, but I know many people don't. But I'm trying to say, like, I believe in myself that I am capable. I am able to sit here, be consistent, record the podcast like I have been for the last couple of months, and have people enjoy it. And I have been seeing results, and there are weeks where I haven't been seeing results. But the point is, I tell myself before I start recording, I am a great podcaster. I am a great storyteller. I am putting into this world what without me may never exist. That's one of my favorite quotes of all time. I can't believe it's taken me this long to say it on the podcast. I believe I am putting into this world what without me may never exist. So I talk outlandish shit to myself. I tell myself I'm a great storyteller. I tell myself I am the greatest at what I do, because no one is me and that is my superpower. And yes, I know that is cliche. I know that's a very, cliche. It's very cliche, but it's true. Nobody in this world is you, and that's your superpower. You are unique. I am unique. And I have things to offer and things to do. And I remind myself of these things often, very outlandishly. And don't get me wrong, there are moments where I have my doubts. I have moments of fear, and I have moments where I need constant reassurance from people who I care about and know care about me. And I give myself grace when I'm going through these moments. And trust me, there are a bunch of these moments. Like, this podcast is called Authentically Blue. I have felt blue a couple of times. And when I go through those moments of feeling blue, I remind myself, firstly, I let myself feel what I need to feel. I don't want this to be like a blue episode, because I have a whole episode planned on feeling blue, depression, anxiety, and mental health. But my point is, I have moments when I'm feeling blue, and I have moments where I doubt myself and I don't believe in myself and feel like I'm unworthy and feel like just overwhelmed and full of anxiety at times, and all these different emotions I know so many people feel but don't share out loud. I do feel those things, and in those moments I let myself feel what I need to feel, reach out to people who I know would help me out, or pick myself up, whatever I need to go through that situation, I do it. And I give myself grace, because I am not perfect. There's no one in this world who's perfect. And being hard on myself doesn't change the fact that I was feeling blue, or doesn't change the fact that I was feeling unworthy, and all these different things. So, yes, I am delusionally confident most of the time, but there are moments where I am feeling really blue. And having doubts in life is normal. Every single human being has had doubts. I am talking about having self-belief in yourself, knowing that you are there for you. You will be picking yourself up when you need to be. You will be consistent. I think consistency is one of the best things that can ever be done. And if you haven't been consistent in the past, start being consistent today. And if you start being consistent today and go at it for a week and then drop one day, don't worry, give yourself grace, pick yourself up. If you be consistent for 2 days and miss 7 days, that's fine. And the moment you realize start being consistent again. Find ways to be consistent. Get a accountability partner. That's something that works extremely well with me. I was doing a challenge, which after this month, I'm going to pick up with an aunt of mine and a cousin, called 75 Hard Challenge, where we all look for something in our lives that we find tricky. Like for one of us, it was exercise. For me, it was being consistent on the pod, fitness, and my work. And these things vary from week to week, but find methods that work for you to be consistent. If it is rewarding yourself every week and a half, or finding an accountability partner, like I just mentioned, I'm trying to think of other ways, but I can't think of any at the moment. I might do a mini episode on how to be consistent and do research and get back to you with facts. Yes, but my point is, by being consistent and being disciplined, you start having a track record of irrefutable proof that you are the shit and you are capable and you are worthy, because you have been showing up for you. You have been eating healthy, or you have been going to the gym. You have been cooking every day to improve your skills. You have been knitting every day. You've been swimming every day. You've been doing academic work. You've been working on that code to improve your coding skills. You've been podcasting more to research your podcast. You've been editing to work on your editing skills. You've been playing basketball. There's so many skills and stuff. So whatever it is you're interested in, you have been putting in the work to ensure that you are the best version of yourself, and you have consistency and discipline. And the more you do this while being delusionally confident, you are unstoppable. You literally feel so good and so confident. And I have felt that a bunch of times. And of course, I have fallen off in different things. For example, there was a point last year for 3 months that I would work out consistently, and every single person in my life was like, whoa, you look so fit and so healthy and all these different things. But for me, my mentality going into the gym wasn't to look a certain way. My mentality was, I want to be stronger. I was going through stuff at the time. I just wanted to feel in control and be proud of myself. Okay, I am back. I had to pause because there was a car and I noticed I was sitting on my leg for a very long time and it's kind of cramped. But back to what I was saying, when I was going to the gym, I was going because I wanted to feel confident. I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel I could depend on myself. And it was one of the most liberating feelings ever. And I do that at the moment. I go for my daily walks. I haven't been exercising per se as much, but at the moment I want to get into stretching more. But this isn't about my health, exercise and health life. This is about being delusional. There is nobody in this world who can make you believe in yourself if you don't believe in yourself. You have to be delusional. I'm laughing because I know it may sound like delusional is very narcissistic and very out there, but I believe that there's a fine line between being arrogant, being rude, and even being cocky. And you know exactly what I mean, the people who come across like this, or even narcissistic. You won't be able to be the best in your field because there's always somebody who's going to be better at something than you. It's someone who is born naturally with great genetics, looks like a typical model or however the industry wants this person to look. And you can try working out, doing whatever it is that needs to be done to be the best model. For instance, I don't know, I'm using modeling as an example, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. But there could be somebody that is in Ghana or even Austria or wherever it is in the world that is just born naturally with the genetics and the beauty, and they can catwalk and it just comes easy to them. That doesn't mean that they don't have to put effort in and work hard, but that means You have to work so much harder. Okay, my point being, there's always going to be someone better at something than you. You're not going to be the best. Let's use Oprah for example. Oprah is an amazing journalist. She's known worldwide and people really adore her and look up to her. I mean, I personally do. I love the way she conducts her interviews and does her thing, and totally respect her and admire her journey, especially knowing her history. However, there are people who are better journalists or good at their job than she is. But that doesn't mean she stops trying or being the best or doing what she's good in. She was delusional enough to believe at a time when she was having so many family difficulties that she deserved more. When she was on a show with a male co-host and he was being paid way more than she was, she stood up. She was delusional enough and brave enough and confident enough to stand up for herself and say, I deserve the same amount of money that he's doing because we're doing the same work. And she was delusional enough to quit that job or get fired. I can't remember. I'm sure she's done both. And start her own network and show and try different things and learn along the journey, because that's life. She was delusional enough to do all these things to get her to where she is now. And she wouldn't have got that far if she wasn't delusional, if she did not believe in herself. Because from where she came from, or her family and the society she was in at the time and the people around her had not done that. But she was delusional enough to trust in her capabilities, to trust in her abilities, to believe that she is capable of doing more. Okay, I'm shouting. You get the point. Gigi Hadid isn't the most beautiful model out there, but she is delusional enough to strut the fashion shows and do her thing and flip her hair and show off her beautiful gown, because she is believing she is the shit. She is the boss. She is the person. She is the most beautiful model. She has her sister. How many people compare her to her sister? Like, these people think her sister is more pretty than her, or they don't like her voice, or all these different things. But she doesn't care about that stuff. She cares about doing her job and being the best at what she does. Another person who pops to mind at the moment is Taylor Swift. I'm going to stop with these examples, but Taylor Swift was delusional enough to believe at 10 or 11 that she's going to be a superstar. She forced and begged her parents to take her to all these different places in Nashville, to all these different music, what are they called? Why is it slipping right now when I know the name? She would go to all these different labels. Yes, that's the word. She would go to all these different labels and tell them, hi, I'm Taylor, I'm going to be a pop star or a singer, and this is my album. And she decided, you know what, I'm going to go learn the different instruments and I'm going to go do this. And she really believed that she would be a superstar. She believed that she was delusional enough to believe all these things. They have come true. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure all these people I've mentioned have had their difficulties and their struggles and their whatever, but they found success. And maybe the success isn't enough to them, and success varies for everybody. But don't get me wrong, the people I mentioned are very successful people. Point being, they were all delusional. They were absolutely all delusional. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're capable and you're willing. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? No change and nothing will ever be done if you don't believe in yourself. My mom can believe in me. My aunties and uncles and people who love me may believe in me. But if I don't believe in myself, I'm not going to be able to do it. Look at this podcast, for example. If everybody around me told me, Kalson, you are an amazing storyteller, which people told me quite a bit, or people would tell me, Kalson, you are an amazing conversationalist. Is that a word? You are amazing conversations, because I have this natural intrigue about people and I ask questions that people look at me and they just open up. I feel like it's my superpower. My God, I feel like I'm oversharing on the podcast today. My point being, if all these people kept telling me all these things and I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't have been delusional enough to get the... Okay, I didn't buy the mic. My friend got me this mic. But to open up this mic from the box, connect it to my computer and start recording an episode. If I wasn't delusional enough. So my point is, Be delusional. Be crazy confident in yourself. It's not cocky. It's not embarrassing. It's not all these things, because there's a fine line, like I just said, of someone who's arrogant. And see, this is the thing. If someone is outwardly confident and cocky and delusional, it comes across as insecure and unable, or they feel like they're, what's the word I'm looking for? Comes across as uncertain and insecure. And I'm sure they don't want to come across as these things, but that's how it comes across. Delusional confidence should be inward. Delusional confidence isn't going around telling people, I am the shit, I am the best songwriter, I am the best guitarist. I don't know, I'm thinking musical stuff, but I am the best YouTuber, I'm the best this. It's telling yourself in your head, talking to yourself, reassuring yourself that you are capable of doing these things. And if you do want to be the best in your industry, aim for the stars, baby. Aim for the stars. Shoot for the moon. That's a Les Brown saying. I was trying to say it correctly. But my point is, tell yourself you are the best at it. Because factually, no one is the best at anything. And there are people who are going to be better than you. And there are people who are going to be worse than you. But you got to do you. And you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the effort. And you have to be delusional. You have to be delusional. Are you listening to me? It's getting really long, this episode, so I'm going to try and wrap up. But it should be inside delusion. It shouldn't be outside delusion. It should be telling yourself, I am an amazing storyteller. I can motivate people on this podcast. I can have a positive impact on people and their life. It is inside confidence, not outwardly confident, because that comes across as cocky, and we do not like that. There is a podcast that has been going around TikTok. I am currently taking a social media break. However, I will link this podcast down below. I loved it. The podcast is by Skeppy, and it's called When Aggravated, I believe. I'll have it linked down below just to confirm. But I was so curious, because when I hear like a self-help, mental health, motivational, discipline kind of thing going around, I'm always intrigued, because you never know what you're going to pick up, and that's stuff I'm interested in anyway. Why am I being defensive? I don't know. But my point is, this podcast was amazing. It's about 30 minutes long, so I'll link it down below if you're interested. I need to stop repeating myself. In this podcast, this guy talked about proving to yourself you are the shit by being disciplined. And I touched on this in this episode. By me being consistent with the podcast, I am telling myself I have the skills and I am able, and I've done this every week for the past couple of months. Wow, that feels so good to say, because it's been a goal of mine. But by me going on my walks every day, I am telling myself I am worthy of having a healthy body. By me drinking water, leave alone the food, with me drinking water, I am telling myself I am deserving of an amazing, healthy body, because I'm nourishing it. By me having a shower every day, I'm telling myself I deserve cleanliness and hygiene. You get the point. And he touches on this very well. He literally drills it into your soul. I am being gentle, even though if you are a regular listener, you're probably gonna be like, you're not gentle in this episode. Trust me, compared to this guy, I am gentle. But still, go listen to the episode. It's really good. And like I said before, be consistent. He talked about consistency too, whether it's a skill you're working on, your skincare, your hair care, your work, your academic work, your content, if you're a content creator, or if you're trying out a new sport, if it's fitness, if it's cooking or dancing, whatever it is you're trying to do, just be consistent. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be once a week, it could be twice a week, it could be, set yourself goals, realistic goals, and go from there. You've got this. You can do this. Delusional confidence is basically a mindset. Delusional confidence, in other words, could be a mindset. It's being confident in yourself, accepting your flaws, minding your business, and holding yourself accountable. I mean, we love people who do that. Now, I'm going to do a quick guide that I believe you can practice delusional confidence. Are you ready? Towards the end, of course, I do this, but I had to explain delusional confidence. You know what I mean? All right. Number 1, look at your life. Everyone's life is completely different. So look at your life and think, where are you at? Okay? What's working for you? What's not working for you? What do you need to change? What do you need to continue doing? Ask yourself these questions and be completely honest with yourself. There's no point if you're not honest. And secondly, check out what you want to have or change in these things and make a plan. Do I need to eat less junk food? Do I need to stop being on my phone too much? Do I need to unfollow certain people on social media? Do I need to stop binging TV shows? Whatever it is you're going through, note what doesn't work for you and make an active plan to change. Instead of binge eating, think, okay, maybe I should incorporate this into my routine. Instead of, what else did I say? Instead of binge watching, you could say, I am going to try going for a walk and listening to a podcast, or I am going to try a new skill, learn how to cook. Did I want to learn how to knit? Do I want to learn how to ice skate? Find something you're interested in and do that. So making an active change on what you want to do. Numero 3 is, why am I talking Spanish? I don't know Spanish. Is setting goals. Figure out what you want. Do you want to be a YouTuber? Do you want to be a chef? Do you want to create a brand? Do you want to have money? Whatever it is your goal is, figure out and pinpoint exactly what you want. Number 4, you have to want it bad. You have to figure out what you want. After you figure out what you want, whether it's amazing grades or being good at a skill or working on your mental health or even your body, you have to want it bad. And then you have to know your why. This is on the same as wanting it bad. You have to know why. Why do you want to be an amazing YouTuber? Why do you want to be a podcaster? Why do you want to have a great body? Why do you want to have good mental health or protect yourself mentally? Why do you want to make money? Why do you want to learn how to drive? Why do you want to have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a partner? Why do you want to have whatever it is you want to have? Why? What is your reason? Why do you want that thing? And then, number 6, you have to see this thing happen, like visualize it. You have to write it down on paper. You have to write your goals down on paper, firstly. Okay? This is really important. There's been studies that have shown that writing down your goals help you achieve them because you remember them and you notice how important it is to you. By writing it down, you have that memory in your head of, I want to buy a car. I want to buy a house. I want to be the best YouTuber. Whatever it is you want. I'm just saying random stuff, but you get the point. Write it down. Then see it in your head. Picture yourself with the car. Picture yourself, visualize yourself driving out of the place where you buy cars. My mind is blanking right now. The parking lot of that place. Driving your car. If it's a Maserati you want, is Maserati a good car? If it's a Mercedes you want, or an Audi, or whatever kind of car you want, picture yourself in that car driving out, screw, or a Tesla. That just popped into my mind. Alright, visualize yourself doing that. Visualize yourself having an amazing connection with your YouTube community. Visualize yourself creating amazing dishes because you want to be a better chef or a cook. Look at me saying chef. Yes, we are being delusional. You're going to become a chef, not even a cook. You know what I mean? Visualize it. Create a vision board. Add pictures. I have done a whole episode on vision boards, which I will link down below. And also, this is being extremely long. I have to wrap up. Lastly, you have to believe it's possible. I have said that again and again on this episode. Believe you're capable and believe you're worthy and believe it's going to happen for you because it will. And last thing I have to say before logging off. It is your one life, might I add. So be fucking delusional, okay? And do you. If you want to be the best photographer, be the best photographer. If you want to be the best girl, okay, you can't really be the best girlfriend. If you want to be the best podcaster, be the best podcaster. If you want to be the best model, be the best model. If you want to be the best doctor, be the best doctor. Be the best, whatever you want to be the best in, okay? And I believe in you, and I know you can do this, so believe in yourself. And I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but I found my groove. Low-key kind of sleepy. It's currently 1 a.m. Sorry for that, I was readjusting my sweater. It's currently 1 a.m. but I'm like, should I just record another episode and kind of bulk them up right now? But I think I'm gonna go watch an episode of Scandal and then sleep. So if you enjoyed this episode, leave a review, subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast, and let me know what you think. So share to the friends, do all those things. Bye. Wherever you are in the world. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.